was a shoulder-sagging bag of disappointment called the Austin Allegro Estate.
It doesn't even have 4 doors. What was my father thinking? Why did he do that to us? I fell to my childish knees, threw my head back, and I howled at the sky.
Because my dad had the GXL, he got the brake servo and the alternator as standard. I'm sorry to keep banging on about this GXL thing, but my mate Lonnie, his dad only had an XL, so he was scum.
Yeah, he was seriously scum. I don't know, actually.
Driven one of these before, and to be honest, I never wanted to, because that really would be meeting a childhood hero. I love it though.
Thanks, even better now, can't you? What about this one? That's it.
Outside of Birmingham then, everyone, young and old, was in love with Ford's four-door saloon. Because of this love affair, Ford sold a Cortina somewhere in Britain every 47 seconds. In 20 years, they sold 2.6 million of them. And let me put it this way, British Leyland took twice as long as that to sell half as many Minis. The Cortina then had become a part of the fabric of Britain. It was the nitrogen of our existence. But on the 22nd of July, 1982, Ford pulled the plug. And that was the end of that.
Sad story, of course. But it's a great story.
It goes on.
Yeah.
You feel better?
Yeah.
Ford didn't give up on the idea of a multi-million selling medium-sized family saloon. They came up with a replacement. It was called the Sierra. Here is a picture of it. And to begin with, it was a bit of a lemon.
It was. When it came out, everybody said they hated its kind of futuristic aerodynamic shape. They said it looked horrid, like a jelly mold. And then everybody worked out the aerodynamics didn't even work.
Another problem was the motor trade hated it because that plastic front end, if you had a crash, it would boing back into shape, which was brilliant, but you didn't know that everything behind it was actually smashed to pieces.
Now, Ford decided there was only one way to get everybody to fall in love with its new mid-sized family saloon. It was something they'd done before. Make a fast version.
What they came up with was this. The Sierra RS Cosworth. A car that could do 150 miles an hour.
A ballodrome. No. Oh, at least I'm driving the right way. Thank God.
Gotta keep the pressure on.
Oh, they want me to... they didn't tell me. I still got gold.
It was 1986. Lots of cars could do 150, but not a Ford. That was madness. BMW and Mercedes could not believe it. This was the gardener coming into the parlour and kicking the Baron's teeth out.
To keep the road-going rocket ship pointing mostly in the right direction, it got beefed-up suspension, a limited-slip diff, and its most famous feature, that massive back wing.
And that wing says everything about the Cosworth. Compared with grown-up things from Mercedes and BMW, it says, ah, sod off. I don't care what you think about me.
Let me try. Ah, fudge. Can I get like sub 1 minute? Probably not. Nope.
This is like a really bad mate. You know, the one you absolutely love, but nobody appreciates you hanging around with him. Cosworth turned the Sierra into one of the most desirable cars on the planet. And because it only cost 17 grand, 6 grand less than a BMW M3, your local builder could have one. However, while everyone wanted Ford's latest working-class hero, not everyone was prepared to pay for it. Things got so bad by the early 90s that the Sierra Cosworth was 5.5 times more likely to be stolen than any other car. There were numerous reports at the time of Cosworth owners receiving insurance quotes that were more than the value of the car, and eventually ensuring a Sierra Cosworth became not just expensive, but impossible. They were uninsurable. But by then, it didn't matter. The Sierra Cosworth had done its job, just as the Lotus Cortina had done 25 years earlier, by making an ordinary family saloon seem impossibly cool.
Honestly, I'm just freaking drooling. Absolute legend, drooling at this. We must now find out how fast let's see if I can still pronounce it properly, the Cosworth.
Yeah, I still got it. That's it. Yeah.
The Cosworth. You know what I mean, the Cosworth. Let's see how fast it goes around the Ebola zone.
I still can't forget, like, I had to drive at the airport on a suitcase.
Away it goes. Couple off the line, but then a stubborn wheel spin as the turbo roars into life. Back down, he isn't. Okay, hard braking, Gold Lady's house. Back on the power for the blast to substation. Only field of sheep left. Cross the line!
That looks great. It's really exciting.
I was really expecting the full thrust up while crossing over. It does that four-wheel drift thing, same as the Lotus Cortina.
That's what they do.
Anyway, let's see now how quickly Abby got it round the Ebola drome, shall we? Let's find out the time. Oh, quicker than I thought. What?
Well, it's faster than a Lamborghini.
I told you that thing was slow. It's actually slower than a Ford Sierra. But the interesting thing for me there is it's quicker than a Ford Fiesta ST 200, and they both have the same power, don't they? About 200 horsepower.
It is, yeah. I think what that goes to show is, despite all the improvements in suspension and tyres, you can't beat fitting something with a sodding great turbo. A massive turbo does the job.
Anyway, can I get back to our documentary?
Yes,
Yes,
do.
because in 1993, Ford stopped making the Sierra and decided instead to export the idea that had revolutionized Britain to the whole world.
What they came up with was something they called a world car. Something not just for everyone here, but for everyone everywhere.
They called it the Mondeo, and it achieves something that no car in history has ever managed. Over the years, Richard, James and I have driven almost every car ever made. We've waxed lyrical about many of them, drooling over their styling or their handling. But incredibly, there is only one car that we all like. This one, the Mondeo ST Estate.
And this is sadly where I'm gonna end it off for today, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with some more The Grand Tour game. Until next time, bye bye.